Seeker Sorcerer starting build. Sorcerers are mages with different bloodlines. Bloodlines provide different spells as you level up. They are proficient with light weapons, and you should forget about wearing armor with this subclass. They can detect magic and they're able to cast 0 level spells, or better to say, cantrips. This subclass is a mini rogue sorcerer with huge focus on summoning stuff. Choosing race. All we care is for huge charisma here and solid dexterity. A lot of races apply for the role. Human, gnome, halfling, half-elf, Aasimars, tieflings, Dhampirs, they're all valid options. Out of all classes here, Aasimars are extremely good. We're gonna stick with human and then we transfer to other races as well. Background selection, we're gonna go for street urchin pickpocket here. Locating ability points 8, 16, 10, 12, 8 and 20. Allocating skill points, we're gonna go with trickery, knowledge arcana, persuasion and use magic device. Feats, spell focus conjuration into greater spell focus conjuration into elemental focus acid here. Bloodlines, a lot of options. For this case, we're gonna go with Bloodline Earth here, but I'll explain how everything works. If you went with Elemental Focus Fire, then you should take Elemental Bloodline Fire. If you went with Elemental Focus Cold, then you should take Elemental Bloodline Water, and so on. That's how it works. If you went with high charisma with solid strength and constitution, then all dragon bloodlines will apply for the role, as well as abyssal bloodline. If you went with transmutation or conjuration, like here, you can also go with Fey and Serpentine bloodline. If you went with spell focus necromancy, then valid option is undead bloodline. If you went with Evil Tiefling Sork, for example, into Evocation and Fire Element, then Infernal Bloodline is for you. For Classic Sorcerer, a mix of all with focus on Evocation, Divination and Abjuration, and it would be Celestial or Arcane Bloodline. I really hope I made clear how this works. It depends heavily on feats, or better to say, on spell focus and elemental focus into greater spell focus. Be careful what you pick. I can showcase one build like I'm doing right now, but really options here, they're limitless, and it's extremely important that you know the basic core rules of how Sorcerer works. As I said, we stick with Elemental Bloodline Earth. Since we have Conjuration, choosing spells, Brain Dead option is Summon Monster 1. Corrosive Touch is a great choice. Why? Because it's acid and we took acid. Valid options here also are Snowball, Grease, Mage Armor or Magic Missiles for early on in the game. Deity, you can go with Netis. After that, it's your choice. What you wanna be, good, bad, neutral, you decide. Other races now as Seeker Sorcerer. For Gnome, Half-Elf and Halfling, we can stick with base versions and then we apply the entire human build. Gnome, if you wanna go with Fire, we can go with Pyromaniac, Elemental Bloodline Fire, Elemental Focus Fire. Instead of Conjuration, it would be Evocation, and you copy everything else. Aasimars, base Aasimar is great. Emberkin for fire, Idilkin for summons, or better to say for conjuration. Mustache is versatile and you can go with all freaking combinations with Mustache. Tieflings, Bizbrood is great. Shackleborn and Spitespawn. Pick one and then copy the entire human build. Dhampir, base Dhampir here is the only valid option. You're gonna switch feats for necromancy and then you're gonna copy the entire human build. Your bloodline will be undead or death.